we were talking about love and relationships on his YouTube channel. If I said that wrong, he's gonna.
Oh no, you said heck or wrong, bro. You said love and relationships. There ain't no love in my relationship channel.
Whoopsie.
It's knowledge.
Knowledge and relationships.
Yes.
See, like I said, I'm gonna let him take it away because I messed up.
Jesus, take the wheel, right?
Right. Just always take the wheel.
Okay, so just as a reminder, like, okay, I know you asked me, like, what inspired me to, like, do knowledge and relationships. And I was telling you about, like, my friends, like the falling stars and all this other stuff. You see the stars that's falling. And then other, like, personal things as well, too, though. But to kind of sum things up, I felt like I had a voice, too. I've been watching, like, a lot of people on YouTube. And they've been, like, expressing their voices, their opinions to it. And I feel like, man, you know what? I usually give, like, advice, personal advice, behind the camera.
Right.
And I feel like there's people who all over the world may need some sort of, counseling. I'm not like a therapist or anything, but just somebody that could just be like, hey, like we're far away, but I can still be. I'm not too far to be like a big brother to you, And
right.
So, like I said, like
technology nowadays.
Yeah,
too.
like relationships is like it's hard. It seems like it feels. Well, I put it like this: relationships could be easy, but people make it hard for themselves, right? You put in all these rules. You're saying like how it's supposed to be, and you're rolling through these different cliques and social status. I'm just like, look, let me just tell you like how it is or whatever, because people now these days are afraid to voice their personal opinions.
Yeah, everything got so political nowadays.
And the thing is because right now we're living in a cancel type of society.
Yeah.
And whatever you say, people would just try to cancel you for it. An example.
True.
I'm not going to say nobody's names, but, one of my homies, like, we had a discussion about how things are going, throughout the world. And, there's a lot of stuff that's going on. There's, like, a lot of shootings going on, like, police, like, versus people mentality. Yeah. You have, like, the Black Lives Matter versus the All Lives Matter. So you have, like, a lot of ignorance that's going on, a lot of emotions that's going on, but nothing is really being produced.
Right.
Like, excuse me.
Right.
Like, I feel like there's really no concrete solutions, but just a lot of people that is really into their feelings about the stuff. And you have the right to feel whatever you feel.
Yeah.
But when somebody put out like an opinion that you don't agree on, don't try to bash this person. Don't try to label this person as like being selfish or insensitive or not considerate, because the thing is, you could post out so many positivity out in social media.
And that's so funny. But
hold on, but wait.
Yeah.
But the one moment that you post one comment that seems negative, oh, you have so many people up in your behind, bro.
Yes, I was gonna say
bro,
that.
You have you have like Cousin Joe, you have this person, you have that person coming out there from the woodworks. You got somebody like Spider-Man, down like Spider-Man, and be like,
come from?
Like, what you say? Like, and they be like,
you heard what I said. I feel how I said. You heard what I said.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I did that for one time, and then it's like, I posted one thing on social media. Here come everybody. I'm like, first of all, why is it that I can't get 100 million likes for saying something positive about a certain individual or something positive that will amplify your day? But the moment I say something negative, here come everybody. I definitely understand how you feel about that, bro. That part is crazy, though. That part is real crazy.
And what kind of sucks is that like a lot of people doesn't really have a open mind. Yeah. And that's what I want. I think that's the part that inspired me to come up with like certain topics, because, and I know I haven't really got into like the deep philosophical, Mojo Mario. Like
You'll get there.
Yeah, I just been more focused on like, okay, like, look, man, let me just make some keto stuff or whatever. Let me just like break, like, let me show you like this type of fun aspect or whatever, right? Because I want to diversify as well too in my thinking. Like, if I have an open mind, my mind, I could be posting something where it could still be fitness and still be tied to my channel.
Yeah.
Or I could post something with me hanging around with friends or co-workers or family, and I post that on social media. I don't even have to add no words to it. You don't even have to hear me talk. I'll still post something, like even if I'm hanging out, spending time with my wife, post it on my channel. Because like I said, I'm trying to be open-minded as much as possible.
Right, yeah, that's what we're doing.
But, I'm going to say something, and like I said, it's going to offend people or whatever, but most people, right, here's the thing. I personally feel like black people are the most hypocritical race ever. Yes, I went there on that part, right? And the reason why I want to, and also I want to talk about religious people as well too, though, right?
Right.
Because religious people are also very closed-minded. So let me get into that, right? Like I said, I could go deeper into this, right? And like I said, people may unsubscribe or whatever, but I don't care about that, right? The thing is, the reason why I'm starting off by just saying like black people are the most hypocritical, right? Is because, like I said, just through experience, because I'm black myself or whatever. As much as I love my people, at the same time, I can't stand my own people, and that's real talk because you have half the people, right, who's really trying to represent, like the power of our people. Right. You have people of our own color, right, that have paved their wave, right, to get us up to the next level. Right. But then you have the other half, right, like, people in the ghetto, people in the hood that don't want to see you prosper.
Yeah.
When you're trying to get out of the hood, when you're trying to, like, do something for yourself, they get mad about that. It's like you're now disloyal. It's like you're a sellout to, like, your own people, but you're embarrassing yourself so you could pay the waves to your own people because you care about your people. Right. I care about my people, like, a lot. Right. Which it also hurts me when, like, when I see my people suffering. Right. But at the same time, you look at something else on the news and then you're seeing your own people attacking your own people. Yeah, yeah. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, this is why like other nationalities don't really take us like seriously.
Yeah, I can actually because like there's times when I've tried giving some black people some of our own culture because I'm like, okay, some advice between dating and how to treat a woman, how to talk, how to carry yourself. I'm about the life, bro. I'm about the hood life. I'm like, bro, that hood life is. I'm like, what has the hood life gotten you so far in 20 something years, 30 something years of being in the hood? What have you learned from that? Well, learn how to survive. Well, why don't you learn how to prosper instead of trying to survive? And then I've watched, and also too is like I for instance, some of my black brothers and sisters, because how open-minded we are, and so like that, I'm like. And plus, me trying to be in my own, like, the Access Entertainment, Grizzly Bear Productions, I'm like, hey, you know what? Why don't you start doing your own? Like, actually, you know what? One of my friends, he has his own T-shirt business, and I'm giving him, I've actually given him some ideas on how to create his own YouTube channel, how to create his own Facebook channel, Facebook thing, and then trying to help him come up and trying to help him do something, and like I'm different things coming from, like, some people take it with a grain of salt, some people won't take it at all. Some people are like, okay, I'm gonna write this down. Let me go, let me take this information and go. But then like there's some people out there that want to hold your hand, that want you to hold their hand. I'm like, look, I've literally given you a whole list of how to do this, how to do that, and they'll ask you how did you do that? I'm like, by trying and failing, by doing
trial and error.
Yeah, thank you. By trial and error, and also too of like and also too, and I hate saying this too. Some of us don't want to do the research. Like a lot of people want to do filmmaking, but don't want to go to school, don't want to do the research, but just want to do it on their own. I'm like, but then when asking for your input, I'm just like, you can change this up. How about doing this?
Mm-hmm.
And then they get mad. They get mad at you when you give them constructive criticism. I'm like, I give them constructive, not just no, that's bad. I don't tell that's bad. I'm like, okay, you can do this better.
Well, see, that's where I kind of learned to like differentiate like people like who want to be successful and then other people who don't want to be successful.
Right.
You can't save anybody. You can't help anybody else out. Like, unless if they are willing to put the work in for yourself.
Right.
You know, which ties into like, you know, let's just say like in religion, right? Because I mentioned that too.
Right.
And just to clarify this too, both sayings, like I've already made a video about probably twice why I can't stand about black people, right?
I saw quite some bits of it. I'm gonna go back to there and go look at that.
And you know, like, you know, I forgot the title of the religious one, but you know, why I think like, you know, church people are socially awkward. That was the one.
I'm just socially awkward, period.
I mean, there's gonna be people that's socially awkward, but like the majority of church people are socially awkward, right? Because, and I'm gonna just break it down to you like this. Like, some people, right, they forget the fact that the core that, you know, God is all about spirituality.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it's having a connection with God as opposed to having a connection with rules and regulations. Like, which that's why like there's so many other churches. We have a lot of churches that's around, but we're so divided.
Yeah.
It's like we're beat from one church to the next. Even besides that part, right? Let's say like for me, like if I was stuck in a religious mentality, like I wouldn't even be able to like, I probably wouldn't be here like to be interviewed.
Right.
Because I would have to limit my mindset because some things just get so graphic that people will want to like shut your ideas down. Yeah. It could be serious, like something simple.
Yeah, I've been there.
I know, like my church is like it's hecka religious, and I just say it like straightforward, you know. Shoot, I remember times like where, let's say like when it came to like certain things that you think like, okay, yeah, it's cool, like, you know, be like creative ideas to like, you know, reach out to people.
Yeah.
And then you have people that would try to shut your ideas down, right?
Yeah.
Because they feel like, oh, you should follow things in a certain way, otherwise you're just deemed unspiritual, right? But I'm not gonna get too deep into it, right? Good. But the thing is, like, sometimes I feel like a lot of church people lose the sense of reality that's in the world, of how you talk to people and how you treat people. And so when you get too caught up into your religion, you kind of miss out on your core purpose of why you decided to even become like a Christian or whatever type of religion that, you know, whatever type of God that you serve.
Right.
You know, that's why for me, like, I choose to live a life like where I'm a free spirit, but at the same time I know who God is. Right. You know, it's my own personal belief, but I'm not gonna like just say, oh, you're wrong because like, you know, you're into science, or you're wrong because you enjoy Buddha, or you praise like your ancestors. No, I respect all these things. The way how I look at it, whoever you serve is your God. Right. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, whoever you worship is your God. Right. So if science is what you worship, and you feel like science is the one that will bring life into your system, that's your God. Right. You know? And hey, maybe you're the type of person that don't even believe in none of that stuff or whatever, right? Yeah. And people consider it as an atheist, yeah. But no matter what, whoever that you so much desire, and you so wholeheartedly worship, that is your God. Right. You know?
I mean, I can tell from personal belief, honestly, though, as far as God goes, and this is just me personally from growing up, like, at first, there is no God. I died. And I'm saying, I died. and there's nobody around. Like, how did you know you died? Because I got brought to heaven, and there's a hand brought me back to hell. I'm like, I'm gonna take a quick pass on hell. So, but I mean, along the way, from my experience, I messed up a lot. I messed up significantly. Like, I shouldn't be married right now. But the thing is, when I know that God is real, it's honestly for me, I can feel the spirit moving me in a certain direction. So I'm like, okay, yeah. Or it's like someone in the room looking at you like this. Like, wait, hold on, where are you coming from? But honestly, I know this is just me. Like I said, God is real. God over everything.
So I tell you, like through my experience,
and my son,
because there was a time that I felt like I would have been dead a long time ago. It was something silly, but I'll share a story with you. So there was one time, it was my dad. It was my friends that was with me, and we was pushing his stick shift. It wasn't like a big hill. It was just like a little slope. Nothing wrong. Like, we were just pushing it. So as my dad talking to the mechanic, just right around the corner from our old house, all of a sudden I felt like I couldn't breathe.
Right.
And
you told me that.
I don't know. Yeah, I probably did. Like, I don't know if it was like a heart attack or what, but all I know is I was laying down on the ground, and I felt like I was passing out.
Oh,
and while Dad was still talking, and I was grabbing his leg, like his pants leg, and everybody else was talking, but it was like I was being ignored. And I'm like, what in the world is going on?
Right.
So then next thing I know, like, everything started turning white. My hands was turning blue, like transparent.
Right.
And then I was floating up, and I saw my body down, like dead.
Right.
And I was at the height of a billboard.
Right.
And all I know is I was praying to God. I was like, God, out of all times to die, I do not want to die like this.
Right.
Can you please like send me back to my body? Like whatever I did wrong, I'm sorry.
Right.
Like I appreciate like having this time to go to heaven or something, but right now, like I want to enjoy like Earth a little longer. And I think I was like 14 at the time, right? So I didn't want to die young.
Man, that's baby.
Yeah. And after I said that prayer, then I started to float down again, and then it made like I was able to breathe.
Right.
And so I was walking down.
How did you feel after that? From that experience, how did you feel after that experience?
Man, I was pissed because I'm like, everybody wanted to know like, oh, why you walking, man? I need water, right? And I'm like, I was almost dead, right? And nobody wasn't paying attention.
Everybody's so busy doing their own thing, like the cartoon.
Right.
You hold up a sign.
So, I'm like, look, I mean, at this point, I don't know, like, if science were reaching, like, in time to save me on that note, but I know for sure, like,
You definitely had an out-of-body experience.
Yeah, like, seeing your body like that, I'm like, okay, hey, God is real, or, some sort of spiritual being is real, because, hey, it saved me after a good prayer, and that was it.
That's awesome.
I was already at that point. I was already convinced. I was like, all right, I mean, God could work a lot of good miracles.
Yeah.
As long as like you keep your faith and you believe, but you got to put the work in.
Yeah. Yes.
A lot of people get mad at God, right? Because they expect God to like treat them like he's supposed to be some type of butler or genie, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say genie, like more like a butler, right?
Like a butler. How you do this for me, please?
Yeah, like God, like come on, man. You see this girl right here, like she's so fine, but I need you to like bring her my way. But you don't say nothing to her. You don't put the work. You don't put the self-improvement. And that's the other problem too, right? That's why I made it. Like, start saying like a lot of stuff in the channel. A lot of these guys are also lazy too, though.
Yeah.
You know,
Pretty much.
like you dudes, man, y'all don't. And I ain't talking about black people, right? I'm just talking about all people in general, right? Y'all don't put the work into it, man. Y'all don't do no self-improvement. All y'all do is whine, complain about life, sitting there eating like these donuts and stuff, and just getting fat. You're not even shaving, taking care of yourself. You're not. Some of them don't even take showers, right? Man. And you got the nerve to like want hygiene a woman that has like a nice like 4 or 6 pack, you know, with long natural hair, and your mindset is not even natural.
Yeah, your mindset is, oh, I'm gonna get her. Like, I mean, because I talk to a lot of guys, and you know, trying to tell them about me and my wife. We're like, because we have two anniversaries. The one we got married, which is when we got married, May 12th. We got married May 12th. Whoopsie. And then our anniversary is September 20th. This will be 18 years we've been together.
18 years?
I'm just like, whoa.
Hey, y'all old.
I got the gray hairs to prove it too. Mm-hmm. No, but honestly, like putting the work in, it's like, okay, you don't, because a lot of men like to think down. Unfortunately, I think down here instead of up here and right here. They don't want to feel. They just want to just have the time with her and just be done with her. Or like I seen men talk to their woman sideways. I'm like, she's trying to help you and you're not listening. And thinking that, oh yeah, I've seen guys talking like, no, my way is my way. No, I'm not listening to you.
Yeah, that too. But then you see like a lot of women that also are very controlling too. Yeah. And that also depends like on the guy's like leadership, you know, for his own household, which it's so weird. It's so funny. Like I can't really. I wish I was able to kind of explain it more in broad details, but people's mindset is so backwards, right? I feel like in the human nature, right, the one who loves the most is always in a weaker position when it comes to relationships. I'm not talking about marriage. I'm not even talking about just like, you know, dating relationships. I'm talking about all relationships in general.
Right? Didn't make the person or not.
Yeah, and it's something, and it depends like on level of synergy and the way how you carry yourself and leadership to the table, right? Right. Which is why like you have all these people that's playing all these mind games, but to be honest with you, if people made it easier, right? Like let's say an example, right? Now. This is just the way it is, like as far as with nature and all that, right? But men should be the ones who embarrass themselves and approach women.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
like the old school way. Men
should not also be. Well, once you get into like a serious relationship, you shouldn't be cheap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you're like when you get to know the person. You don't want to waste your time and taking out on expensive like dates and buying extravagant gifts or whatever, especially if you're not even getting anything in return. Right. You know, so like, you know, the way how I look at it, right, like to play fair, right, I feel like if you're a woman, right, and this is not the type of guy that you are looking for, right, don't lead them on. Right. Yeah. I know. Like I know you want to go these nice trips, these nice fabulous dates or whatever, because men are like natural givers, right? Right. And that's just the way nature, and women are receivers, right? You know, but you know, the way how I look at it, like I said, I call it my own perception of things before anybody gets offended and be like, oh, well, you're dead wrong, and not all, like not all, okay, but most of them, you know. So, the way how I like to enjoy life and trying to encourage like single people to enjoy life. Right. Look, if you're single, enjoy your life being single. Right. Because, believe it or not, man, you have a lot of options. You just have to improve on yourself. Right. Improve on your mental. Improve on your body. Yeah. Looks are so important.
I remember my wife asked me, what would you do if you're single? I'm like, I'd probably be homeless right now. No, but like I would like, you know, cause like like my father was telling me, groom yourself. Make sure your hair is cut, or if you have dreads like I do, Make sure they look tight. Make sure your clothes don't have, cause I have a young man now. I have a little boy now. Teach him how to dress. Teach him how to make sure you. And plus also too, women don't like you when you funky. I've been seeing some of these guys. I'm like, bro,
that's
shower, bro.
I mean, that's like the ultimate turn off. But they don't even like you if you're ugly. You don't even qualify.
Yeah.
So let me put it like this as an advice, like for most men, you want to find like a bad chick or whatever, right? Always remember this: looks will get you into the looks will get you into the door, right?
Right.
But your charisma will seal the deal.
Right.
So your looks and your personality matters like the most, like to to these women and just relationships in general. Because like the thing is, if you're looking like Hobo the Clown, you come on, man. Like it's like prospects or whatever. You're coming to a job interview. You are going to look the best that you and the sharpest as much as possible.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Don't you want to convince those people that you are a good catch?
Right. I forgot about. Yeah. Somebody told me about that. Like basically, you're like when you're dating a woman, you're being interviewed.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
And that's the message I want to present to like most people, right? Like I said, usually it's people like if I'm talking to them in private or whatever, right? But you want to be the most like catch. Why complain? It's like why complain about a job, right? Not hurting, and you're not even doing any self-improvement for yourself.
Right.
Sometimes you gotta get the skills, right? You gotta get this, you gotta get that.
Right.
That's the same thing. To be like a high value person, right? Yes, also besides looks and their personality, you gotta have the money as well too, though.
Yes. Yeah.
Now I'm not talking like like the money to pay for a woman. No, not that type of mindset. But you gotta have the money to provide stability and
for
security. Because now this is where I would say all women, I know I have the all point stuff come after me, but all women are insecure. Just like
I've met some that are not. I met like
no. Every last woman is insecure.
Just I'm about to get in trouble. My channel might not have any more viewers.
I don't care about that. Look, man, like I'm gonna put it like this, right? Everybody, the reason why I started with all women are insecure, right? And that goes like for men too, though. All men have their little insecurities as well too, though, right? But the thing is, most of us, right, can overcome through our insecurities.
Oh yeah.
The reason why I'm starting with women first is because, I'm not trying to like put women on the pedestal. Like this ain't that type of channel for me, right? But I'm being realistic. The prettiest woman, right? A lot of us men, right? We get intimidated, right, by the prettiest woman because we feel like she's too good for us. Yeah. And so we undervalue ourselves, right?
I remember before I started dating my wife, like there was a few girls I want also to go after, and I'm trying to get to know them, and they like high class, got their nails done, hair done.
Nails done, hair done, everything did,
everything done. I'm just like, and then I seen one day like the girl that I wanted to go after. I said the dude that she used to be with, dude had everything. Dude was looking fit. I'm sitting up here looking like I'm good. I was like, I am not your type.
But see, that's the mentality that most guys have, and then yet we fail, and then we settle for something that's mediocre, and that's why we don't get like our basically we like most of us men, right? You settle down for like these threes, these fours or whatever, right? Not even at the cute level or whatever. I'm not saying that for myself or for us or whatever, but I'm saying what I see in most men or whatever. And then you wonder why the moment that some pretty girl or whatever even winks at you or gives some sort of attention, you're just ready to bail out. It stands for like insecurity within yourself. Yeah. Because
I've dealt with insecurities.
And the lack of self-improvement. Mm-hmm. See, when you're not, how should I say this? we're not aware of human nature. We're not
Right.
aware of even like your own self, right? And you're not doing the things to get yourself into that level of confidence.
Right.
Because people say you gotta have the confidence within.
Yeah.
You know, that's BS. Okay?
Use the force.
You want to learn how to get confidence? You gotta work on yourself.
Yeah, constantly.
Because if you're looking at yourself in the mirror, and you're like, oh, man, I'm fat.
I did
You
that
know,
today. Yeah,
Like
that's me.
that part of mentality is going to project to the woman who you're talking to, and women are very smart intuitive, so they could see that,
Yeah.
right? They can see that insecurity in yourself, right? And so we project that insecurity, right? Yeah, you feel like you're gonna lose because you already like feel like you're defeated because man, this woman, she's bad, she's in shape or whatever, and you're just not it.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, like, for me, a bad woman to me is woman who takes care of themselves physically, mentally, emotionally, and also too like a woman who's driving, like, driving a nice car, like, you see how she dressed, and like because I've seen women that carry themselves, and then they got a nice looking car, everything work, rims looking, but
I'm also gonna say this, right? Men don't care about like your status as far as like your cars, your house, or whatever, right? They only care about first thing, how you look, right? If you look bad, all right, cool, that's a good checklist. And then the final part is is the personality and all that, right? Which ties into like men love feminine women, right?
Yeah. True.
Like they love women, right? I mean, for women, you should hear this, right? You want to get a good catch, right? All you gotta do is just be pretty, be submissive, be kind. That's it. It's just very simple, right? It's not. It doesn't take like no rocket scientist to do like these simple things.
Right.
Like we gotta do a lot as is, anyways. But one thing I could definitely say that what I'm grateful for is that like even though I mentioned about like looks first and all that, looks is also not the end all be all.
Right.
When it comes like to women, like it's not like a big priority. Like, oh, this person gotta look super cute or whatever. Because you could start off from like being a person that is a low interest in a woman's eyes, but then and she could find somebody who she's highly attracted to, but that's where the personality comes in, right? Kicks in. Because if you don't have that charisma to seal the deal,
right,
man, you could drop your the level of interest down here, but then you have the charisma, and then you just like bring it up.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take a brief intermission. We're gonna take a brief break. We'll be back after these messages.
All right.
Love is so